Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Dominique and this is my podcast. Hugs, Handshakes, Habibi. In this podcast I will speak about my life in the Middle East. I will tell you some fun stories I experienced here, and also I want to give you some hints what you need to see if you visit this amazing region. I hope that you enjoy listening as much as I enjoyed the recording, and yalla, let's start! Hi and welcome everyone, it's Sunday again, so time for a new episode of Hugs, Handshakes, Habibi. This episode is titled From Tools to Talents, Adventures with Craftsmen. So how did I came to this episode title? Well, after the last episode, one of the dear listeners out there sent me an email through info@hugs-handshakes-habibi.com and complained about some creepy noise in the background at some point of the episode. And I listened in and I figured out it was my chair. So maybe it is still my chair because I still have the same chair here. But yeah, there was some kind of a squeaky noise in the background. And then I remember how I got this chair and the story of the chair. And with thinking about that, I came to more and more stories I had here with Craftsmen. So first of all, I don't want to offend anyone. Craftsmen here in the UAE, they are plenty, so you get appointments pretty easy, but you have a variety of skills. You have craftsmen that learned their stuff back in their home countries and then came here to the UAE. Maybe they worked in a company in the maintenance department or something like that, and at a certain point they switched to pure maintenance companies or they started their own business. On the other hand, you have a lot of people that are general specialists in everything. And it's hard to decide between those people because first of all, they have all a website or Instagram account or whatever. So it's pretty hard to figure that out. So a lot of stuff runs here through recommendations. So the residents in the communities are connected. We have a Facebook group, we have WhatsApp groups. So if I need something that needs to be maintained, I usually head out to the WhatsApp group and say, hey, I need a plumber who can recommend someone, or I need an electrician, please recommend. But this is not always working because sometimes there is no one they can recommend, or they keep their secrets for themselves, or I just get a late answer on that. So I had a couple of things here. So first of all, I have an AC company, and this is really great. They have high skilled workers. It's run by a British guy who came to the UAE, and he's living in the same community. So his technicians know the houses very well. They know exactly where to open, and if something is creepy, they know exactly what to do. And then things are solved after 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But it takes time to get an appointment with them because it's known that they are good. So they have a lead time of 2 or 3 weeks in the worst case. And if there's summer and it's hot outside, so if we have the 50s and staying then 3 weeks without AC is not working, they try to squeeze you in, but yeah, maybe it's not working, so you need another company. The same counts for pest control. I had 2 or 3 companies around doing a regular pest control because we have some ants and cockroaches living here, so you need to keep up with that. And there are some companies, they just come out and they just spray something somewhere, and well, the result is pretty obvious. You still have the issues. And then after 3 or 4 tries, I found a company. They came here and they came with a certified engineer, and the engineer was 2 hours investing. The premise here was 2 hours of investigating into the house, and told me, please move that paper boxes from there to there because this can be an issue. Sir, please run the water in the maid's room. I know you don't use it, but please flush the toilet and run the water at least once a week. Otherwise you will get issues, and so on. So he took a lot of time and he wrote a very detailed report, and now they come every second month. do the treatment. They know what they are doing. They change the chemicals to treat it, so there's no resistance build up. And these are the good examples. On the other hand, I remember so the houses in the UAE, at least my house, has no shutter, and I'm pretty bad in sleeping while there's sunlight out there. So I had to decide if I get some blackout curtains that keep the sunlight out of the bedroom, or if I get up at 5:30 in the morning. Since 5:30 was not an option, I got the curtains, I got the rails, and then I need to install them. And I thought, well, before I climb up a ladder and try to do it myself, I get a maintenance company over here. So I called someone who was advertising. It looked pretty good on their Instagram account, and then they showed up here more or less on time. I think 20 minutes late or something, and there was a small guy in front of my door and said, "Sir, I'm here to install your curtains. May I come in?" Sure. Then he looked the curtains, he looked the rails, and said, "Sir, do you have ladder?" Okay, sure, I have ladder, so I borrow him my ladder. Then he put the ladder on the wall and climbed up, checked everything, and said, "Sir, you have a drill?" Okay, so that was the moment I got a bit suspicious, and like, okay, you have any tools with you? He said, "No, sir. Unfortunately not. I just started the business." And this is something, so they look good, but they are not rich, they are not wealthy. So they start their business, and then tools are pretty expensive. So I would be glad if you told me up front, because then I can check if I have at least all necessary tools to do so. For good luck, I had. So I borrowed him my drilling machine. It's a professional one from Germany. It's a Hilti, so maybe some of the listeners know what kind of machine this is. So first time he had this in his hand, and he nearly fall off the ladder when he start to drill. So okay, guy, please stop. For the sake of your health and my responsibility, please stop. Yeah, I pay, but please come down and stop this. So I ended up with just installing it myself, because I was really afraid that the guy's coming down the ladder. And also I had a blockage in the sewing system in the house, so the water was not flowing, and I got a plumber here, and the plumber was amazing. So there was a big car, and then 4 guys got out. One stayed in the car, so the one was the manager. Then there was a team lead and 3 people just doing something, and they just tried to unblock the pipes just with their bare hands. So they tried to reach as deep as possible into the pipes, and then they see it's not working. So they went out, discussed with their manager, and said, "Oh, sir, we have to leave. We have to go to company and get special equipment." So after 3 hours they came back. I really was doubting if they come back, and then they came with one of those drilling equipment where you can drill into the hole. It's a metal pipe, and then it's drilling into that, and they start studying the operational manual. So it was the first time they used drilling equipment to clean the blockage, but they succeed. So they put all the effort, they try to grow with that, and this is what this makes here. So the people just grow with their challenges. And I thought, well, maybe they damaged the pipe or something, but yeah, I don't want to stop them. And then they succeed. They just thought about that, and they were just dealing with it and just sorted out. I had another company in my office, so we had issues with the light, and then an electrician came out, and he didn't had a ladder with him, so he tried to get one of our bar stools we have for the lunch break. We have a high table with the high stools, and he tried to get on that chair and change the light bulb. Like, man, please, I beg. I don't want to have a dead body here in the office, because you just climb there, and then he need to stretch himself, because he was only 160 or something, and he tried to reach the high ceiling lamps. Please don't do it. Yeah, yeah, it's usual. Please, but I'm German. Please don't do it. I can't deal with the guilt if something happen here. So please, he was from the office tower himself. So I'm pretty sure they have a letter. He just want to save time. And he don't want to save the time for him. He want to save the time for me having a broken light, and then he put himself in danger. So yeah, they try to service you. They try to service you best. They try to grow with everything they do, and yeah, sometimes you need to stop them. This is something completely different. For example, in Germany, where you have maintenance companies, electricians, plumbers, whatever, and they have a certified person there and everything. So the rules for labor safety here in the UAE, they are very strict. So the company needs to provide safety gear. The company needs to provide some educational lessons, how to behave, for example, on construction sites. There are big signs explaining you have to wear a hard helmet, and there are supervisors and securities checking if the people are wearing that hard helmets. But it's a little bit of freestyle as well, because people come from different backgrounds, from different countries where it's not that strictly regulated, and where it's still fine to stand on a high structure with just the sandals and welding some iron. It's not allowed here, and they checking on that. But you see it, and it's more or less out of convenient of the workers, and if they deal with the customers directly, so not on construction site, but when they come to your house, they try to serve you best, because their expectation is if they serve you well, you will come with the next job, and you will recommend them in your community and within your network. And this is how the guys make the money and how the guys make their success. So it's pretty understandable that they put all the effort to serve you, but sometimes, yeah, you have to stop them. For example, the pest control company I have here now with the maintenance contract, I think they are meanwhile in the complete community, because every time someone asks, hey, I have an issue with some ants or cockroaches, oh, call this guy, he's helpful and he will do it immediately. And usually they come out and then Mr. Dominique recommend you, so maybe they give an early appointment or something like that, beside people that are not recommended. I'm not sure how this is working, but they do a great job. And this kind of advertising is the cheapest advertising they can get, just doing a good job, serving the customer right, and just live their dream, because everyone here in the UAE came with a dream to make money, to support families at home, to get something for the retirement, to have a better future for their children. And this is how they just try to realize this. And therefore, yeah, it's fun. You have to check everything, but you get a good service. And if the people they start to think and start to solve the problems, and they start to be creative and just find ways to make you happy. This is what I appreciate, beside the funny stories that they may come without tools because they don't have the money now to have the tools, and try to borrow everything or to find something. But yeah, this is I think that makes this region so interesting, and so yeah, you grow with it, because you learn that you may ask more questions than you think that are necessary. So with that, I want to conclude this episode. Next week, I speak about Christmas, because Christmas is lining up. And I think next week's episode is the last episode I do before Christmas. So I speak a little bit about Christmas markets, and how it feels to see Santa just in shorts on a surfboard. So stay tuned and stay safe. Have a nice week, and listen in next week.